Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me is my co-host,
Chris Weir. What's up, Nasty Nation? Welcome back to the Queef Cave. Switched it up on you. That was for Billy. He didn't know that was coming.
Dude, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, this thing's now totally off the rails.
Oh, right from the get-go.
Right off the rip, we're like, oh no, now I don't know. Queef Cave. Oh, it's the stalagmites are See, I'm screwed.
I know. I flipped the switch on you there.
Damn, that's good.
No, stalagmites or stalactites.
Oh, I'll tell you what, she's not stalactite, I'll tell you that.
Hey, we're back on.
There we go. Back on the rails, dude. We did it.
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. You know, we've been apart for about 12 hours, and it felt like a whole week.
Yeah, it was much too long.
I
was missing you.
I missed you too, man. I miss that couch already. I miss the high rise. I miss all of the old late men and women that were at the retirement home. I wonder how many of them are still kicking.
Yeah, I know. There could have been like a few that passed since we were there. Maybe that one lady who yelled at me in the elevator.
Okay, I feel like we got to explain ourselves here.
She owed me money. Okay.
It's not like we were just walking around downtown Cincinnati and Chris was just grabbing old ladies in wheelchairs and being like, "Hey, where's my 73 cents?
Give it to me.
Give it to me.
I got library books overdue."
You missed my birthday again, Graham Gam. No, we did Ranterfest in Chicago, Ranterfest 2024, and we were lucky enough to stay at a guest apartment in a retirement home that was a skyrise in downtown Chicago.
Yeah, a pretty nice one too.
It was so nice. We could overlook. We could see the Sears Tower from our view. We could see the lake. We could see
Bunch of old people's nipples. Does that? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
No, do not apologize. That was the perfect spot for a good old nipple joke.
Yeah, I mean, if I said it later, we were talking about the ERA for the month. That'd be a little weird.
It'd be a little weird, but we'd find a way to make it fit.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good to be in that old queef cave. And, but no, so we stayed there because Danny hooked it up. And we talked to a bunch of the olds that were there. For them, they're just normal residents. We call them the olds. But you had a little incident with someone who lived there.
I did. Well, I was leaving a little bit later on the second day to get to the events because someone was a little hungover. Had to sleep in.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, had the sweats. And then, so I left a little bit later by myself, and I go to take the elevator down. We're on the 32nd floor. Going down to the first. Of course, I'm on my phone, not paying attention. Elevator doors open. I get off. Classic. Not my stop, but an old lady is getting in, and she's in a wheelchair, and I walk off. My body language says I made a mistake. And so she says, "Can I help you?" And I was like, no, I just got off the wrong floor. I'm not paying attention. And I turn back around and go walk in, and she's just like in the middle of the doors, like in that threshold. And to me, it looks like she needs a push.
Yeah. You're just a little friendly. Get over the hump.
Exactly.
Get over the threshold of the Vader.
Yeah, I'm sure she's familiar with that. Saying like, there's so many nurses walking around. I'm sure it's not the first time someone. So I put my hands on the handles to kind of push her in a little bit, and boy howdy, that was not the right move because she right away let me know. I was like, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And I said, "I'm sorry.
My bad.
I'm just familiar with doing this," which I have no idea what that means. I don't know what I meant by that.
I'm familiar with
It's my first time pushing somebody I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're familiar with doing this. Yeah, no, I steal you people all the time.
Yeah, you caught me. I was going to get you.
Busted. You were going to come to my queef cave.
Yeah, I was going to get you, but you were one of the smart ones. All right, what floor, you old bat?
All right, I guess I can't steal your Social Security checks this month.
Ah, rats. What's your VPN? I'll get you. I'll change your Wi-Fi.
I'll find it. I'll get you. You're like, Wi-Fi? And you're like, never mind. I'm not explaining that.
I'll turn on my Bluetooth and fuck up your pacemaker. How about that? But so we just have like another 4 floors, very uncomfortable 4 floors to ride down. And then she lets me know, she drops this dime on me, which I'm sure she's thrown this analogy out before. She says, "What you did is like grabbing the steering wheel from someone who's driving."
Yeah.
And then I just said, "You're right.
You're right." Because this is one of the last little speckles of freedom she has.
Wait, what the fuck would she know about driving? You haven't driven since the 80s, you old dingbat. Driving. Use a better analogy.
You old sticky broad.
But it was more rouge, you old. Sorry. I was totally wrong. I was caught off guard. I thought I was being nice. And that was not the response from her.
The only move you have, though, is to continue to double down and say how wrong she is.
I know. It's like
just put her in the hole that she's already got 1 foot in, or the grave as it would be. So yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry your kids don't call you. All right? This ain't my fault.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not your grandson, but I'll fucking act like it if you want me to. Denise.
Yeah, that's right.
Or whatever, like World War II name lady.
Rose.
Oh, Rose, classic. Bertha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look out.
Dude, so funny. And then everyone was so nice, though.
Oh, absolutely.
They were great. A lot of walkers. What was really cool in the dining room lobby area was a high stakes mahjong table. Mm-hmm. Was it legal? No one's gonna come and follow up on it.
No, not going to.
What did you say? They called it Three's Company.
Oh yeah, we're talking about like, man, this would be like a great, like a premise for like a show or a movie. Is that okay? The place we're at, it seemed really nice, a lot better than probably like some of the other apartments that you're paying for, and like. The premise would be to fake that you are elderly enough to be in a retirement community and do like a Three's Company thing where you either have to pretend someone in there is old that is there all the time, or you just always just act like, oh, like Mrs. Doubtfire, like a bit, no, she's out or in the other room situation.
Yeah, no, she's fine. Dude, Elly De La Cruz just doubled and brought in a run.
Fuck yeah, it's been a while. Can we get one up top?
Yeah.
That's an Elly high five, vintage.
Wow. Damn. I mean, it's not like a home run normally when we record during a game, but that is something right on the outside of the plate. He took it the other way.
Yeah, head's looking a bit more still.
Yeah, it is. His feet look more still. His bat looked like it was in control in the zone and not just flailing. That was pretty awesome. And Will Benson hit a single, which how much have we said? Will Benson is just becoming Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
Walk, strikeout, or homer. Mm-hmm. And boy, howdy, he's flipped the script. But speaking of flipping the script, Mrs. Doubtfire meets Three's Company. Mm. But it's and Bad Grandpa, because you got to get in the prosthetics and everything.
Oh, we got to do that. We might need to make that happen for some sort of secure rent and unlimited amount of hot oatmeal. They were advertising the cereals of the day.
What is it? THC Quaker Oats?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. What were they called? Dinosaur eggs that they had when you were a kid, where you was oatmeal with like little crunchies.
Yeah,
but those are just like little things of chocolate wheat
and acids.
Well, and acid, where you eat them and then you're tripping balls. Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty cool.
And you're an ant.
That's great. Yeah, we did more than just like take over a retirement community and start putting everybody to work. That was pummeled. Jammer Candelaria.
Yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
There we go. Guy is heated up.
Slashing them all around.
Dang.
He'll get you a single. He'll shoot one over the fence. It doesn't matter.
Guys, just...
The Candyman can.
Candyman can, and Candyman did. And we'll get into him later about the month of May and why we're so excited that he's finally heated up. But yeah, we did Ranterfest 2024. We didn't just take over a retirement community and start having them make quilts for us like in Happy Gilmore. What we did do was Ranterfest, and it was awesome. And anybody who was a part of it and there who has commented on our stuff or watches us and listens that's a part of the Ranter community, thank you for being as cool in person as I hoped you would be.
Yeah, you guys rule. That was so much fun. Thank you for everyone that came and talked to us, especially at the times where I may or may not have been slurring my speech. I was just super excited. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. It was really cool getting to see all these people that I haven't met, and everyone just welcomed you like you were just part of the fam.
Part of it, even though, we're fans of the opposition for them, they were just like, we just love you guys. You're so great. Like Bernie Barron was just like, she was everything I hoped she'd be, and she was so sweet and kind and so unbelievably nice. And yeah, when you were talking about slurring your speech, dude, when I was sitting there at the Reds game on Saturday after that like 5-hour delay, I was so drunk, and I'm just sitting next to Captain Cubby, and I'm like, so what's your deal?
You're like a superhero or like an adult action figure?
Or so how do you like afford to do this? He was like, I have a full-time job. I was like, well, you spend all your money on Big Cotton. He was like, yes, I spend my money on Big Cotton. But everybody's so unbelievably nice. Friday we did the stand-up show at Output, and we walked in, and to be honest, Danny was playing, everyone was talking. We're like, this is gonna be rough.
But it was one of those situations where you're familiar with that when you walk into an inhospitable environment for what comedy typically is, with just like people paying attention, not really rowdy. That's not what you want for comedy, but that's what you want for a band. And that transition a lot of times is difficult. But fortunately, I was not the first comic up after the band.
No,
and you need the buffer.
Yeah, and thank God, Ken Schultz was very funny.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
He just had to eat the bullet. Mm-hmm. He lives there. The person who lives there eats the bullet.
That's how it goes, and then they'll do the sound check while you're up there, and then it's much better for the person after that.
Yeah, they calmed down. Danny went and said to everybody, like, shut the fuck up. We're doing a show. They calmed down, and then got locked in, and you did great, and I had a really fun time.
Yeah.
And Eric just smoked him.
Slapped him right in the face.
Right in the face. Wrote burns about all of them.
Yeah, he was laying into the Cubs fans there, and they were digging it. He became the heel for the show, and everyone embraced it, which was a fun thing to watch.
He's also embraced being the heel over the years, doing the stuff for San Ranto, but having it live and in person in their face is so much better than just sitting in your office staring into your Zoom call with everybody.
Yeah.
It's like he just genuinely brought it, and the character is so great, and Eric is amazing, and we decided we're best friends, and he's moving in, and his lady friend's also going to move in.
It's happening. We're all moving in, and then we're all going to take a trip to Italy with you and Alicia. Yep. It's going to be greght.
It's going to be so fun.
Alicia, this is how you find that out.
Nipples at Naples, baby.
Yeah.
So, and then Saturday was Ranterfest, where we had the costume contest, and really had to wait out that rainstorm to be able to go to the game on Saturday, which they were going to play no matter what.
Yeah, when we had some we knew that it was going to be flex to Fox for a national sort of game, so the likelihood that they were going to try to get in was much higher. But we ran into a high school friend of Stuart Fairchild, who was our in for
Shout out Maggie.
Oh yeah, thank you, Maggie.
Yeah, shout out. We talked for a while. Well, I remember talking to her for a while.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, we saw someone wearing a Stuart Fairchild jersey at the bar that we were at for the show. And it's a very specific jersey to have. So we're I wonder if that's her girlfriend or his girlfriend or something like that. Turns out, yeah, she was a friend of Fairchild. Friend of Fairchild.
Friend of Fairchild.
Not to be confused with Friend of Faye.
Now, here's the exact quote I gave you when I saw that. I said, "No one fucking buys a Fairchild jersey."
Yeah. Yeah, Billy was not as delicate here as he was back then. I mean, when you're there, what time did you guys get there? 1 o'clock?
I got 12:30.
Started drinking, and then the game that was supposed to be around 6.
Yeah.
Got a 3.5 hour delay.
Yeah.
And so how do you pass the time at a Chicago bar in Wrigleyville while you're waiting for a ball game? Old styles. Malort.
Oh, Jaeger bombs to keep you upright because you also drank a lot the night before. They called the bar Almost Home, but by the time I was done, I was almost blacked out.
Almost in the bag.
Oh no. Fully in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being at one point walking down the steps of Wrigley after having my beer bat and looking at the step and the way it was shaped. And I said this to just me. I look at it, I just went, why? I just kept walking.
When you're commenting on step structures just out loud to yourself, you've probably had a few.
Yeah, to be fair, though, those steps, they did go down normally, and then for some reason, there was a step inside, and then that step outside, jetted, and it was the same up, with the step that was right before it, and it, wrapped around, and so it was an indented step to go back onto the main part of the concourse. It was so stupid how it was designed, but then you gotta remember it was built in, Civil War times. So you got to be well, they did weird stuff back then.
Aaron had a foot the size of a pecan. Shit. Where did that one bounce off from?
Brendan Rodgers, that just hit right off the second row. Damn.
We got 4-1? I can't
4-2.
4-2.
4-2.
All right.
4-2, Electric Boogaloo. So, yeah, but it was so fun. Everyone, again, so nice. Also, Friday, you had your first Chicago hot dog.
I did. First authentic one. I've had some imitators before, but the first one of an official, authentic Chicago dog in Chicago at a really nice Chicago hot dog stand.
It was very nice. It was Wrigleyville Dogs. So right across the street from Output. I just got so hungry thinking about it. It was so
nice.
Good. What did you think?
terrific. Good snap, great explosion, wonderful flavors, just an absolute staple. And when you've had about 18 beers, I'll tell you what, a hot dog is just like the elixir of life. It just really sets you straight. That and like a cheeseburger, it's just like, it just levels you out. And that, it was really good.
It's so good. It almost makes me want to like try to make have cheese conies at home and then put celery salt on top of the cheese. See if that adds a little zest.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, I got to give that a whirl. I almost said pest, but I'm like, add a little pest to it.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
That's all right.
It's okay, but and then Saturday night we got beer bats at Wrigley.
Yes, we did.
So we added to the collection. But as we were leaving, we were having a fantastic time. And new friend of the pod, Johnny Onomatopoeia, decided to take both the beer bats and play drums with them. He did such a good job playing the drums.
Yeah, he did.
On the curb that,
Here, this is the result. And keep in mind, these bats...
They're thick.
Yeah, they're thick, but also they don't sell them at cheap prices. Believe it or not, in a ball stadium, these were kind of expensive after you buy two of them, get some old style, filled all the way up to the brim, and then at the end of the night, Johnny's crack. And that was like the crescendo on such this long night, and it just was like, like the punchline for the evening. So everyone just kind of dropped simultaneously and laughed. I was half in tears. That was so hilarious. And just knowing, because everyone was like, those are expensive bats.
And we were just like, fuck it, this is so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
But worth it. But the good news is that Danny Rocket said, I have two more at home.
Yeah.
So now we each have another one that isn't a shiv used at the retirement home that we stayed at.
Yeah.
Because they've recently banned them. We brought this in and they were like, whoa. Don't let Tanya see that. She already knows how to do this with soap.
You stay back or Bertha gets it.
Bertha gets it. Bertha Kit. But yeah, so goddamn funny. And now we have two functioning ones that will be added to our collections. But this is just too funny.
Well, now we got a nice little souvenir.
Yeah, and you know what? Game used, authentic Ranterfest destroyed beer bat.
Oh, we should have got him to sign it.
Oh, damn it!
We were another time.
We were too drunk to think about him to sign it.
I'll put it up there because it'll fall on me halfway through, cut my artery.
You bleed out. I'm out of co-host. Not even that you're safe and okay. Just, I'm out of co-host.
That's fine.
Then I gotta explain it and they'll be like, no, detective, seriously, there's footage of me not doing the crime
and not doing anything after. I had to finish. We were only 32 minutes in.
Our dedicated fan base needs to know why Will Benson's struggling and why I don't know how to tie a stitch. Fuck. Then Sunday, rough shape, made it through, got in the car, went to, what was that, All Rise and Shine?
Yeah, something like Rise and Shine Cafe.
I just turned it into like a judge thing. All Rise and Shine!
All Rise and Shine!
The defendant, Eggs Benedict versus the state of my hunger.
The Huevos Rancheros!
Objection, I said Tabasco is a pepper sauce, not technically a hot sauce.
This is all we have! No, they had Cholula.
Sustained. Cholula rips. Went there, got back in the car, listened to the Reds win on Sunday. You realize we listened to them win Friday and Sunday and watched them lose after waiting and drinking, I think probably country gallon of Jägermeister and sugar-free Red Bull.
Yeah, we definitely had a handful of beer bats. I'll tell you that. And it was such a messy game. Obviously, if you guys saw, there was this rain everywhere. If it wasn't for them putting it on the national program, they wouldn't have played it. But messy game, a lot of ups and downs. Saw really awful air out in right field where they ended up scoring 3 runs on the drop ball. Got another run, so a 4-run inning, and then of course, dude comes up later and hits a grand slam to redeem himself. And boy, that sucked.
That did suck. Saya said "see ya" to that baseball. And that was a bummer. But we all know the pivotal point in that game was not that grand slam. It was on the shoulders of number 39, Lucas Sims. We'll talk about that later and why he's been struggling so much this year in the 8th inning. That's a little tease for you.
Ooh, girl.
But yeah, then Sunday night, got to Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. Did a show at Black Circle.
Always fun.
Such a great show. Man, that was stacked. Folks coming in from Bloomington, from Limestone. Mm-hmm. Like, lineup, top to bottom. Killers.
Yeah, and everyone's kind of like on a similar wavelength of just being completely zapped and exhausted from, hanging out for the weekend. Not just like doing shows and just being out late, but there's so much energy you got to put out towards being engaging, like with people constantly. You're talking with new people like all day, all afternoon, all night. So it is just, everyone just felt just be like, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
We're all done talking.
Over it. At this point, we're just looking at our friends and nodding, going,
You're there. I'm here.
Yeah, because any festival you're at, it involves you being a personality, be it a stand-up comedy festival or a podcast festival. You have to be on the whole time.
Yeah, it's not like you just have a show or two or whatever that you got to do that night or throughout the weekend. There are like events to go see. There's friends you got to meet. Mm-hmm. Like you have to really, you're only there for a certain amount of time. And the idea is to do shows, kind of expose, your comedy to other people, also meet industry friends, that whole thing. So it is exhausting beyond just the stand-up sets that you see the comics do.
But what really helps is to keep you turned on the whole time is booze.
Booze, yes.
But that gets tiring after a while, and we paid for it a little yesterday and this morning and afternoon. So we're here, we're doing it, we made it through, and so just again, thanks, shout out to them, and shout out to Joe at Obvious Shirts. We popped in, said, hey, I'm Billy, this is Chris, I'm within the Clutch and Cincy Shirts, and then 2 minutes later, they're like, warehouse is over there, Joe says come say hi.
Yeah, that was fun, just got to talk some shop.
Just Top Talk Shop. Fuck me for about 30 minutes. He was so nice. And he loves all the stuff that we do in the Clutch. That includes this shirt right here. Hot Dogs from Heaven. Promo code Nasty Boys, all caps, 10% off. I'd say that we probably have the best hot dog baseball shirts in all the game right now. So
Pretty tough ones.
Pretty tough to beat.
You guys bring the meat.
Pack it in, case it up, snap it in my mouth. God
something happened.
Damn it. Yeah, they just scored another run. This has been just a singles parade for both sides.
We got 4-3 right now.
4-3, and it is right now what? Top four, bottom four, bottom three. Yeah, there's DJ going out saying, well, you know what? Just keep pitching and you'll be fine. You realize you're pitching in Colorado. It's really hard to pitch here. Mm-hmm. Baseball shouldn't be played in the mountains. But that's just me. So let's get into it. I feel like I need to apologize. I need to make a little correction here. I think last week I might have jumped the gun on saying that the Toronto City Connects were not good. We got leaks, we got photos, and when we looked at those, we were like, oh, these look bad. But to be fair, before the end of the segment, I said, maybe we need to reserve our judgment till we see the professional photos and see them all together. And yep, that is exactly what we needed.
Yeah, that would have been helpful. After seeing the actual professional shot, something that just wasn't on someone's cell phone, that could have just been like a prototype or maybe even like one of the youth jerseys. They look pretty snazzy. A lot better than initially that I thought. And I did initially say I think it looks like it's a black jersey with their red and yellow stripes or the red and yellow stitching on it. It was actually like a dark navy, and that made it look so much better. And of course, professional photography, getting to see the back of the jersey and how the pants look with it. A lot better. And far more better than what I initially thought.
Yeah, the sleeve patch looked a lot more vibrant. The blue on the piping with the red looked a lot more vibrant. And I was worried. I was like, is that a black jersey and a navy hat? Turns out black hat, black jersey, black pants.
Oh, I thought it was navy.
It's black.
Okay.
I looked at more photos today because I looked at Daniel Vogelbach hitting a double in it. And I was like, look at that guy go. Look at my hero, Vogelbach, just scampering around out there. And I zoomed in. I was like, yeah, those are black.
Well, black, navy, regardless, looks a lot better than the photo that we saw. And yeah, definitely like that Blue Jay patch looks a lot slicker.
It's so sick. And then the back text is really cool on the jerseys. They do look a lot better.
Yeah, so my apologies, Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, so sorry. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Oh, our bad. Oh, no, man. We're we really made a mistake.
Here, have some molasses on the house. Sorry, log cabin.
No, and I do love the theme of it. It is called night mode because of the vibrant nightlife that is there, and that does make sense, and a lot of the diversity within that town. So, look, we're sorry. Our bad. Whoops, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Ooh, baby. Our bad. But way better.
Cardinals still suck, though.
Cardinals still suck. Boo. Bad. Terrible. Hot, steamy trash. So, speaking of hot and hotheads, Tommy Pham, ex-Red, back in the news for being Tommy Pham. Guy's just out there getting ready to swing on anybody that moves.
Shadowboxing people.
Dude, that's just how he has to get ready to get to the box.
Dude, there's no way he's not doing that, like, in the clubhouse before games.
Yeah.
You know, he loves, like, people knowing that he does, like, jiu-jitsu or whatever he does, Muay Thai or something. Just ways out there like that. Normally those dudes don't fight. Normally those guys are just all show. Tommy Pham will fucking dude up.
Yeah, he will. He's like that uncle at Thanksgiving always comes in and he's got a couple beers. He comes up to me and he starts doing that and you're telling me like, oh, I could get you. Oh, I could get you. And you're like, no, you couldn't get me. Put down the Miller Lights.
And he's got a nice chain bracelet on. He's always jingling.
Yeah. He's still using that really hard hair gel from 1998. Got to be glued.
Yeah, and that Old Spice, that same bottle he had since the 80s.
Same one. He's never taken his chain off. The back of his neck is gold. Same guy. But Tommy Pham ain't that guy. I'll tell you that right now. He throw down. So what happened was, Tommy Pham, there was a fly out in the third or ground out, whatever, and he was running from third to home. He slid a little short, got tagged out. Wilson Contreras was like, you're a little bitch, and then probably just joking around with him. And then Tommy Pham's like, I ain't that guy. I would fuck up that bitch. Starts getting his hands up and has to be pulled and separated from everybody. And while he's doing that, he's by the third base where, like, he now has, like, 5 teammates, including Martin Maldonado, Mike Clevenger, just pushing him back like, man, not worth it. And he clearly mouths, I think I wrote it down.
Yeah, I almost was, like, trying to repeat it. Like, I'm prepared to fuck somebody up or something like that.
Oh. He said, I'll fuck that guy up. He was just walking back like, I'll fuck that guy up.
We believe you.
We see it. And then he said post-game, after the game, it was a shallow fly ball to left. You expect the left fielder to throw out the base runner on that play. The third base coach, Eddie Rodriguez, sends you, so you got to go. I'm nailed out at home by a mile. I'm going to the dugout. I hear tough guy Wilson Contreras with all the hoorah shit. I never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why I do all this fighting in the offseason, because I'm prepared to fuck somebody up. So take it as what it is.
This dude rules.
God, guy fights.
This guy buys booze for kids.
This guy gets shot in the leg at a nightclub.
He does, by himself.
Who did it? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm Plaxico Burress. I did it. Damn it. Oh, man, no. He was just at a nightclub. And he was talking shit. And he was like, I take jujitsu. And the guy's like, well, you're about to take a 9mm. Bang.
Use that bullet and deflect it.
But dude, it did not. None of this surprises me.
No, not at all.
Like, it's just like he's always been this dude. And when he said I never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it, that is not true.
And the thing he did do, he's bitch slapped Jock Peterson like a few years ago. So yeah, we get it. You're a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was talking about. He went up and started it because of a fantasy football league where there's money on the line and everyone's kind of just whatever. Oh, and then it's like, oh, an illegal bench spot, all this stuff. So, what a normal, rational person does is walks out to center field and punches them in the face.
Yeah. You lose a lot of credibility with that. If you're losing your shit over fantasy football drafts or whatever it was, you probably aren't going to be taking that seriously, even when it comes to plays at the plate.
No, and also this also explains why it took 4 weeks into the season for him to get a full-time job.
Yeah, buddy, you're not scaring anybody.
No.
You actually scare me a little bit.
You scare me. That's it. People are like, I'm tired of him coming up and fake punching me in the gut. I'm just sick of it.
Cut it out, dude.
Oh, God, chill. No, it's just that he's such a hothead, and everyone's like, great, we got to deal with this. That's got to be tough. Someone who's just at any moment could snap, and you'd be like, hey, man, you looked at my bean soup wrong, and then he just smack you in the face.
He does remind me of like the dude, like everyone has a friend that will get drunk and get into fights at bars, or at least try to start shit, and you have to like tell the other person, like, dude, I understand. He is entirely in the wrong. I'm on your side, but please don't punch my friend.
Please don't do it. Please help. Please save my friend. But yeah, we both agree that we think Tommy Pham by the end of this year is going to start an all-out brawl.
If there got to be some DraftKings over-unders on that. Do I think Tommy Pham will get in a benches clearing brawl where there is at least one punch connected? If deflections count, I'll say yes, because he's the type of guy that likes to like stir stuff up, and is really spend a lot of energy, but knows like, dude, can I really jack someone in the face? I don't know.
Can I really follow through?
Yeah, so I can see him just taking like, kind of like almost like a phantom punch that he isn't really prepared to connect with, but will accidentally graze a chin and then boom.
Yeah, and then just everybody clears out and gets after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more of a betonline.ag thing. Where
Okay.
you can also bet on politics and like all of that stuff.
Are you talking about like a private VPN situation?
Oh, I'm talking about for sure a Chinese affiliate.
Okay, we can make it happen.
Yeah. I used to use it before it. Nope. They were a sponsor. Yeah, I used to use it back when like
You were betting on the child MMA?
pre-K MMA.
Okay, MMA, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Yeah, which is just Hezbollah, my guy.
Toddlers and octagons.
Toddlers and tape. It's just them getting
taped up, being thrown through tables.
Oh man, good catch.
Thank you, buddy.
Pod athlete. That's right. Yeah, we work on this in the off season. Mm-hmm. Just what do you do if the mic stand falls over? Quick react. Jonathan India with a single. There we go. Runners at second and first, 2 outs. Tyler Stevenson with another single. Oh, a little kick up from our boy, little Johnny Indy's. Like, hey, starting to feel it. This is probably the road trip they needed, man, to just get this thing started and get that offense jump started and rolling. Just making contact. Get your confidence up. These Rockies starters suck.
Yeah, man, make some nice solid contact here. Get your swings back. They're doing that. This Cubs series, not so much the Saturday that we saw, but Sunday there was a lot of hits. Mm-hmm. People going opposite way. We got TJ Friel took one out.
Yeah.
So that was positive. It was
very
real good.
Positive. Very positive. One more little quick thing to cover. The first ever. I guess it's semi-professional, or it's like a professional league after you finish college. It's neon baseball. These people are wearing high-vis gear. The ball's high-vis. And they're playing baseball in the dark.
Everyone looks like a bunch of like velvet posters running around.
Yeah. Oh man, that's your cousin who had all the good weed. They had that dragon in the corner on the felt paper.
Where you first find out about ICP, it's like, what's the insane clown posses?
It's like, holy glow. Mm-hmm. This is dumb. Oh, and this Faygo tastes awful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw it and I read 3 articles about it and I was just right back over it.
Yeah, I don't think it seems like it would be thrilling for the first 3 innings until someone catches one in the dome and it completely ends their career. I mean, this is definitely like a cocaine hatched idea. Like they clearly went out, did a couple rails at Cosmic Bowling. Like, you know what? I got an idea.
Will Benson just hit a bases clearing triple. There he is. We talked shit last week. Talked shit all weekend. Talked shit when we started this. Now the guy's starting to roll. You know what the key is?
Talking shit.
Talk shit about your team, not the other team. I feel like I need to apologize again. I just need to call this episode the Billy DeVore Apology Tour because
I smelled it. It's fine. Don't worry. You didn't have to say anything.
Look, you established a fart corner.
I know I did.
I haven't established one yet. Wait a minute. We're in the fart dunge, but now it's the queef cave. We can't establish a queef wall.
There's too many crosswinds going on right now.
Yeah, this ship should circle in the drain.
Yeah, sorry about that. We got a little fun. Yeah, an Australia situation going on here. It's all reverse right now.
Backwards. Oh my God. Does that TJ just dropping that in there? It sure was, bud.
Give me some.
7-3. Boys.
Ding dong.
You know what? Also, if Abbott's, given up 3 already in 3 innings of work and you have a 4-run lead, this also gives you the flexibility to let him continue to go back out there and be like, yeah, you can give up 1 run. You can give up 2 runs. It's okay because guess what? We got a good lead and our bats are hot. We can keep going.
Yeah, man. Just relax and throw.
Yeah. All right. Apologies. On Monday, I was running hot. Was very happy that the Reds beat the Cardinals at home in that first one. And I talked so much shit. And then they just dropped the next 2. And I feel like that's on me. That's not on them. That's on me. I shouldn't have said all that stuff about the girl running into the railing, calling her dumb, calling them all dumb and stupid and greasy, and saying they're not the best fans of baseball. They're the worst fans in baseball. I shouldn't have said all that, but I still stand by it, but it affected the outcome of the next 2 games.
That's right. We should have been more angry and directed that towards our players because that's incentive for them.
That's incentive, and clearly that's what works here.
And also, we're here to spread new ideas. Everyone knows the Cardinals are pieces of shit. That's not new information. That's not what you turn in here to figure out they're all a bunch of dirty bird turds.
Trash birds. They're disgusting. You know what? Didn't see one Cardinals fan this weekend in Chicago.
Oh, that's so great.
Isn't that nice? That feels so good.
Yeah.
Obvious Shirts had that great design with the Cardinals font and with the arch, and it just says boring.
Yeah, I really like that.
That's pretty good. That's versatile across a lot of fan bases in the NL Central.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So I just felt like I needed to get in front of it, before the Billy DeVore cancel them all over tour begins for what I did. But overall that week, Cards, they took 2 out of 3 from us at home. Boo. But then the Reds went to Chicago. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cubbies, the old Cuckies. Yay. Awesome. Great stuff there. Now they're in Colorado. Right now, like we said, top 4. Reds are up 7-3. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-2 count. To Elly De La Cruz, who already smoked a double. And he's just starting to get his bat back.
Yeah.
And this is the series he needs to get it going. And we'll dig into the numbers on why it needs to get going immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mostly, we start a new month. We start June. So that means it's time to take a look back at the month of May. And that is a month we would all like to forget.
Yeah, I really don't want to look back, but we're going to have to.
We're going to do it.
It's our report card. We have to look at it and improve. See what our weaknesses are. What are we doing well?
What are our strengths?
Not a lot of stuff right now.
Not a lot. So let's start with the obvious place to start. Your starters. Overall, in 29 games and 152 innings pitched, the Reds have a 4.26 ERA with a 1.4 WAR, 6.69 nice K per 9 with a 3.08 walks per 9. As a staff, with a BABIP of 279, with a left on base percentage of 74.9 and a ground ball percentage of 39.2%. Then you look at that, you expand those numbers, you take a look at the rest of the league. They were 27th in strikeouts. Mm-hmm. That's bad. 18th in ERA, middling. Again, you kind of take a look back and you look at some of these guys who started games, like Nick Martinez. Not someone you were going to lean on to help you become an ERA leader.
No, he's the guy that comes in to kind of be like the janitor, clean up the mess in some sort of high leverage situations where you need hey, the starter doesn't have it, come in, fix everything. And in that situation, he's been doing great. But in the starter role, for some reason, it's not wanting to click.
Not his thing. It's not his bag. And
it doesn't have to be. It does not have to be.
Absolutely. Does not have to be. And we brought him here to be length in the pen, an occasional start if needed. Luckily, he's going to be relieved of those duties with someone coming up that we'll get into later. But Nick Lodolo, a lot of these guys, if you look at their ERA, it's a little inflated, except for Hunter Green with a 3.25 ERA. I felt like he started the month a little rough, and he did, and vastly improved by the end of the month.
Oh, 100% agree. The starts he's been stitching together, you can see game to game, the incremental improvements that he's making to his game to become one of the elite pitchers. So that's been really exciting to watch.
Yeah, multiple 6+ inning starts against the Dodgers, where combined, I think he allowed 5 runs over those 2 starts against the 3rd best offense in all of baseball.
Yeah, and it seems too like he's thinking more ahead, like not only in terms of his pitches, like what's coming next, but also what about next inning? What's the approach now that I'm going through maybe like the lineup for the second time? So it seems like he's having like more foresight into what he's doing, as well as getting a lot more comfortable working in his secondary pitches. He's been throwing that splitter a lot more.
Tons more. I mean, shit, like we said last week, struck out Shohei Ohtani with it. But overall, they're 22nd in home runs per 9 with 1.24 compared to number 1 with 0.48 per 9, which is Baltimore. And they were 12th in left on base percentage, 24th in WAR. And in a month where offense was down across the league for the entire month, probably one of the worst Mays in a long time. Some of these numbers with other teams is so gaudy that you're like, come on, this is ridiculous. 0.48 homers per 9 over a month, Baltimore. That's insane.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's very, very good. And a lot of staffs, you're just like, eh. And you look at this and you're like, these guys weren't designed to be that. You weren't going into this season saying, man, this could be one of the most dominant rotations in baseball. We went into this month saying, this staff keeps us afloat.
Yeah, we do have guys that you really bank on and have confidence in, but these aren't necessarily like your prototypical, like, solid, 1 through 5. We got some nice ball players, but dudes that kind of have like their own sorts of personality, so to speak, on the mound that isn't necessarily going to be like a number 1 or number 2 starter in a lot of rotations, but they don't necessarily have to be. That's the chemical makeup of our team. We have a great bullpen that comes in and saves you.
Yeah, it's almost like you're just hoping they take the next step. And you've seen that a fair amount. You've seen that especially with Hunter Green. Lodolo, when healthy, has been very good at reducing the damage and limiting runs, albeit there's days where he has 7 strikeouts or 3 strikeouts. But what does matter is at the end of the day, length and earned runs. And boy, howdy, 5 1/3, not great. But guess what? Coming back from being on the injured list and you only give up 1 run, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're pretty aware, too, that he's still coming back off that IL. And I guess that's, too, more so what, as a caveat to throw into that last statement. It's like, yeah, these guys are still young and figuring out, like, what their personalities and strengths are as pitchers. So at least currently, there isn't a lot on their shoulders to be the absolute dominant starting staff currently.
Absolutely.
But we can see them trending to be, being talked about as such, like one of the dominant starting rotations in the National League.
It could be next year, but at this point, we just know that every time they're going out there improving and they're getting in stronger and stronger. There's one guy in particular, though, that we're a little concerned with. Little is actually an understatement. We're concerned. Graham Ashcraft has not looked good for a hot minute. Against the Cubs, 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 10 whiffs. He did not get a whiff on a sinker or a changeup.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see for those types of pitches. Those should be your out pitches. And I was going to say he's been consistently inconsistent, but that's the only thing he's been like really consistent with.
Yeah.
He just has not been, or at least he has been consistently not good.
Right.
Which is the upsetting thing.
He's consistently not been good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's upsetting and it sucks because then you look at it, 41 cutters with 5 whiffs, 33 sliders with 5 whiffs. You need to be generating a lot more whiffs on that stuff. And also, you probably should throw strikes.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. I mean, he'd be such a better pitcher if he was pitching ahead in counts. I feel like he will and that is a problem, too, with some other of the Reds pitchers, but he'll get behind early and have issues finding the zone and finding, like, a consistent release point or getting, like, the spin down because you'll just see, like, it's such these huge variance in between one pitch versus another in terms of its effectiveness and shape, what it takes. So he's just not finding it.
No, he's not. And you can look at the chart here. I'll throw this up in the video. Right here. I mean, look at that slider. He looks like he only landed it maybe a third of the time. Yeah,
and when that pitch is very effective when you set it up with a previous pitch, normally a fastball, and when he's not able to string together 2 effective pitches. So it makes every pitch just not as quality as what it could be when the pitch previous to it was bad.
Yep.
So I think these hitters are just not getting fooled. And then when he's leaving these spinners, these cement mixers floating over the plate, they're going to hit you.
Yeah, you guess what? And they're not going into the dirt either. I mean, let's see here. He's not just getting weak contact. That is a Jamer double, dude. Homer double. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. He's like, yeah, keep it going. Come on.
Slap it, bro. Just slap it.
Just slap. So I think that it is time to admit to ourselves that Graham Ashcraft should probably go back to AAA and work on having that cutter cut, that sinker sink, and having that slider be thrown for more of a strike.
As much as it pains me to say that, I think that is a good option, especially if Williamson is healthy.
He is healthy. He has made 3 appearances. And in the month of May, he has thrown 6 2/3 innings with 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 5 Ks across 3 appearances. He might need one more start, but man, he looked good before he got COVID last year. I've said it since they drafted him. He's a college pitcher who's finished in his quality. You know what his ceiling is. And the ceiling, it's actually kind of cool, which is quality starts consistently from a lefty with big stuff.
Yeah, that'd make me feel a lot better if I knew that he could consistently find the zone and could throw strikes. Because right now, at least talking about Graham Ashcraft, that is something that we just aren't seeing. What just happened here? Did someone get hit?
Spencer Steer just got hit in the hands. Can they stop hitting us in the hands?
You gotta be kidding me.
Dude,
that was awful.
That's right off the fingy. I hope he's all right. He just threw the bat down. He's walking away, but he's gripping. He's looking okay. But, dude, come on.
He's going to be out for a game.
Nope, he's going right back into the box. We issue a warning right now. Issue a warning because, dude, how many more times are we going to have Reds players get hit in the hands?
It'd be one thing if it was like 1 or 2 players that they consistently throw in. It's across the board, our team.
Yep. I mean, we still don't have CES. They did that to Tyler Stevenson. TJ Friel was out for a while. And the reason that they do is they pitch inside because they're trying to get more of the plate because they're afraid of this offense getting started.
Yeah, try to keep them off the base.
Right, try to keep them off the plate. But if you're going to keep coming inside and hitting our guys in the hands, dude, then there needs to be some consequences.
Yeah, we can't just like suck it up. Be like, oh, I guess we'll have someone go on the IL for 4 to 6 weeks. That's baseball, I guess.
It's baseball.
Wish there was something we could do.
Oh, if only issue warnings. Have teams be like, you know what? You got to throw strikes, and you can't keep hitting people that are in the box.
Seriously, if we're this concerned about like all the rules and regulations we have now to protect runners and stuff, like in the base pass and things that we do, I think we should have a bit more protection for batters in the box.
I agree. Mm-hmm. They can only wear so much gear in there before they just look like they're trying to play linebacker for the Bangies.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to dress up like Tron or some other shit in there. It just looks ridiculous.
Oh, Samurai Cubbo.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like that Samurai whiskey we had.
Ooh.
That was real good.
That was like Samurai Scotch.
It was really good. It was
so good.
It was like a $280 bottle. It was like a samurai. It was like a Japanese whiskey that dressed up like one of those old samurais. It looked dope.
It would look dope, and it tasted dope.
It's still burning.
You know what else has been dope?
Mm-hmm.
The Reds bullpen.
Yeah, you got
it. How about that transition? Guys, your Reds bullpen, 3.7 ERA. We always know with a bullpen, that number is inflated and doesn't matter. What does matter is homers per 9, 0.95. What does matter is 2.92 walks per 9. And what really matters is 9.63 Ks per 9. Those are numbers that matter. Mm-hmm. A lot of zeros and ones looking across when you look at the ERA, especially with Nick Martinez with 16.2 innings out of the pen with a 0.54 ERA, a 0.167 BABIP, a 0.00 homers per 9, and 8.1 Ks per 9 to 1.08 walks per 9.
Dude, he's been a stud out of the reliever position.
He's been killing it. Whole month of May. When there is an opener, he comes in, he pitches for 4 or 5. Guy's steady.
Yeah, dude, and we're talking about that too. Like having him come in after like some of the most of the starters that we have are primarily like a 1-2 pitch guy, at least right now. And so having Martinez come in, who has a lot more pitches and like a different sort of I don't want to say finesse, but there is a lot more finesse to him than say like like a Hunter Green, who's just really throwing BBs in there. That's got to throw off hitters.
Yes. You got to, in the way that he's just spinning and snapping. It's like, oh yeah, you're going from 99 mile an hour fastball from Hunter Green to an 83 mile an hour curveball that just falls, or an 81 mile an hour changeup that just falls and snaps.
Yeah, I dig it. How there's just a lot of a difference between like his game and the starters game, and he's just been nails from this reliever role.
Yeah, it's just you're right, man. A lot more yin and yang, because you've got like Sam Moll, who has 6.52 Ks per nine with a 77.8 left on base percentage. Those Sam Moll and Alex Young, Emilio Pagan, Justin Wilson, Buck Farmer aren't guys that are going to straight up overpower you, but they are going to spin it. Jammer scored.
Nice.
Rake Fraley, dude. Bringing him in. But it's a lot more spin, and it shows. The Reds bullpen in all of baseball last month, 4th in WAR, 13th in ERA, 13th in left on base, 4th in Ks per nine, 6th in walks per nine, 17th in homers per nine, 28th in ground ball percentage, 7th in Ks, 15 in saves. Now, the 15th in saves, you kind of anticipate that when you aren't winning games.
Yeah.
And really put in that situation for the month. So the real big highlight here has been this bullpen. And something to think about. If this offense continues to falter and you're really far out from, the playoffs, and if that could be a realistic possibility, I'm not saying it is, but it's something to think about. This is a strength where you can move a lot of pieces to keep building for next year.
Yeah, it's definitely been a well of good fortune for the Reds, the back end of their pitching staff here. So, yeah, that is something to consider, because you do have some enviable, players here, at least with their performances for the Reds so far this year.
Yeah, a lot of one-year deals, a lot of expiring contracts. So just something to think about. But if the offense does improve and you look at a spot and you go, where can you fix this bullpen? It's the 8th. It's the 8th with Fernando Cruz. I mean, he didn't have as great of a month. Fernando Cruz gave up in 15 and a third innings. He had 9 earned runs, 1 homer, 9 walks.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning for him. And also, too, he's been so nails for most of this year and just was going through that rough patch. So that was something that was definitely affecting these numbers here for him.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the San Diego trip where it just spiraled out of control, gave up a granny to Cronenworth. Arizona had some of that. I mean, like, you can attest to a bulk of these runs that he earned in 2 appearances. Aside from that, 29 strikeouts for the month. Just head and shoulders above everybody else.
Dude, just rolling. And getting to see him actually having that split finger working when he's in there, it just looks so awesome.
It's so nice. Yeah. Another guy we were a little worried about was Alexis Diaz. We covered it where the fact was he wasn't in save situations. He's gotten back into save situations, had 1 shaky start, and the rest of the time, nails. So...
Similar to like Martinez, like just some guys have a certain sort of chemical makeup and mentality that they're just, even just being a little bit more comfortable can make you such more of an effective player.
Yeah, exactly. There is someone who has not been effective really in the 8th inning. He's our high leverage guy. We've loved him for years. He's been here. It's Lucas Sims. Right here is a fun little chart. Look at that. Oh, cool.
Those are some numbers. What's that all about,
What's
Billy?
That all
Looks
about?
like some sort of grid.
Isn't that crazy? Inning score appearance matrix. So the big thing is you have you're down by 4 runs or more, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's tied, or you're up 1, 2, 3, or 4 runs. And Lucas Sims this year, the 8th inning has been the most concerning. He's given up 12 runs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to really make of this, because this is just one. I mean, it's such a new graph for me, and I'm trying to think if there is some sort of different approach or mentality that comes of just being in a particular inning versus another, or if there's something else behind these numbers of just like maybe for whatever reason he's faced a difficult lineup most of the times in the eighth, or maybe those situations are more higher leverage, or maybe there is something to him pitching in the eighth.
I have answers for you.
Oh, boy.
I did the research. Yeah! I made 2 clicks, and I went, there it is. Found it. Here's the deal. His fastball is not as effective as it used to be. He's just missing by a little bit. Mm-hmm. Look, he's still in the 99th percentile on spin rate, okay? He's still Lucas Sims in that department.
He's a spin doctor.
He is the spin doctor. Wicka wicka what? But he's second percentile in barrel percentage. He is giving up barrels, and he's at a drop in his whiff rate from the 96th percentile to the 54th percentile. So which means they're squaring it up, they're drilling it, and he's not fooling anyone.
That seems so strange because I know a lot of players will chase some numbers like spin rate and velocity, but for the most part, we've seen him be very effective with these pitches. However, I know it being May, maybe the atmosphere is a little bit difficult for pitchers to get like the proper feel of the ball. When it gets a bit more humid out, I think like that will improve. However, it is concerning seeing that he's having that great spin rate, but very poor in terms of just not missing bats.
Right, where you're like, man, it's so. Even if he's just missing by this much, he has only this much room for error because he's not throwing 99.
True.
He's throwing 95. He's throwing 96, which, again, that's still a lot. That's a pretty double play right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
They call that? No, they only said 1?
Okay.
No. Oh, that's 2. Okay, we're good.
Dope. So, I mean, it looks like he's throwing pretty pitches if they are seeing him pretty well.
Yeah, and again, he's in a high leverage situation, and sometimes if you're a guy in a high leverage situation and you inherit base runners, you're going to fail.
Yeah, and you're also coming in when these batters are already warmed up, so that could be something else. But for right now, it just seems like the batters are seeing his pitches much better than what we would like.
Yeah, and it might be time to experiment a little bit more in the eighth. And maybe you move Fernando Cruz to the eighth. Maybe you move, even though, I mean, he's gotten shelled a couple times in that situation too, you move someone like a Sam Mull into that role. But if moving forward, the Reds offense picks up and you go, man, Winter is on the market, and you can go get another high leverage situation arm, go get him. Or it comes from AAA with Maxwell or it comes with Santillan. But you have options. Just let him ride it out a little bit longer, but just notice that there is a difference between 2023 and 2024 Lucas Sims.
Yes.
There's also a big difference between 2023 and 2024 in the Reds offense in the month of May. You ready?
No.
Okay. Strap in. 9.4% walk rate. 24.1% K rate. 219, 305, 341 with an 83 weighted runs created plus from May 1st through June 2nd. With this is insane. The lineup being worth 0.8 WAR, according to Fangraphs. You ready for me to spell this out for you?
Lay it on me, brother.
3rd worst in average. 5th worst in home runs. 3rd, top 3rd in baseball. Top 1, 2, 3 in walks.
Interesting.
Yeah. 5th worst in strikeouts.
Oh, come on.
3rd worst in isolated batting average, which is average plus slugging. 3rd worst in runs created plus, and 4th worst in WAR. That's wow.
That's a lot of garbage.
That is very bad. They had 23 homers for the month.
Yeah, that is, and we weren't expecting like this team, especially too considering the injuries, to be like a big bashing team. However, not hitting hardly any home runs is a sign of an offense that's not going to be producing a lot of runs.
Now, let's do this real quick. I didn't do this and then put it in here, but I can find it real fast. It's not going to take long. But let's do May 1st through June 2nd of 2023 for your Cincinnati Reds.
Your Cincinnati Stinkers.
Stinky. Oh my God.
What's the difference, Bill?
257 average, 331 on base percentage, 409 slugging with a weighted runs created plus of 96 with a WAR of 2.1.
That is vastly different.
That is huge.
Now, I know at this time probably the pitching for the Reds was a bit different. I'm trying to remember. I think like the offense, of course, was a lot better last year, but I'm curious about what the pitching is. But that's not like the big story. The big story is the offense being way different.
Way different. 25 home runs, 23 home runs. 25 last year, 23 this year. So not that crazy. 134 RBIs last year. Ready for this? 89 this month.
Oh.
Stolen bases 30, 34 this year. Let's take a look here. Let's look at, okay, here's where I want to see. Doubles. Yeah, okay, here's the vast difference. Doubles this year, 38. Doubles last year, 67.
Wow. There's your RBIs.
There's your RBIs, and there's your
problem right there.
Doubles. You're not getting
Got
a
an
second.
old rag.
Yeah, you're not squaring it up. You're not barreling it to the right and left center field, and you're not bringing people in because they're not getting on.
Yeah, you're not in a scoring position there, pal. That's what the problem is.
That's the problem. That was your problem with the month of May. And again, I know, look, the Reds are put up an 8 spot right now in Colorado, as they should. We are doing, just looking at the entire month of May. Do we want to, let's start with something good. Let's start with something good. The good is your WAR leader for the month of May, from May 1st to June 2nd, was Stuart Fairchild.
Good for Stewart, but that absolutely should not be the case. We should have somebody else leading WAR. That's great for Stewart, but he should not be the one, setting the curve.
No, he shouldn't. It should be someone like a leader on this team, like Jonathan India or Tyler Stevenson or Elly De La Cruz. Literally anyone else besides your guy who hits lefties and plays backup center field. Now, to be fair, he played a lot of center field.
And played a great center field.
Played a great center field because of the injury to TJ Friel. So you give him that there. You give him his flowers there. But at the same time, woof. Here's something good, though. Jeimer Candelario came around in the month of May. 265, 349, 341. You wish the slugging was a little higher, but weighted runs created plus of 114 and led the team in doubles for the month with 7.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's slapping the ball. You heard us talking about it. He's already got a home run and a double in this game so far. It seems like he's finding his swing.
He has found it, I think. I think he's comfortable. He's good with the boys. They're going. And, man, you got that, and then you get Will Benson back to where he was last year. And, look, he's already singled and tripled in this game that's going on right now. So kind of defeats what I'm about to say, but it's still on the paper. It's still the month of May. Will Benson led with the most home runs for the Reds in the month of May, and that was 4. Okay? 4. For a team with this offense, 4. They didn't hit a whole lot of home runs last year. They death by a million paper cuts is what they did to you last year. And they still are built that way because they don't want to pay for a power bat. Already covered that. But he also has the highest walk rate with 17.4 for the month.
Yeah.
So there were some perks there. The bummer is he did have a batting average of 171, on base at 376, slugging 371, but his BABIP was 244, which means he just got a little unlucky.
Yeah. What was his strikeout to? I thought, did he have like a high strikeout rate for this month? I feel like he was getting beat up and in a lot.
38.4%. So, yeah, that's pretty high. There's a lot of guys in the 30s here. Luke Maley, 38.2. Mike Ford, who's no longer with the team, was 24.2. Stuart Fairchild, 28.6. Connor Capel, who's no longer with the team, 25%. One that was encouraging because he kept getting better as the month progressed was 12.8% walk rate for Spencer Steer with 18.3% strikeout rate. But he had such a rough middle of May.
He really did. I mean, he's really corrected the ship the past week or so. But yeah, May was really rough for Steer. Got in a definite funk for a while. It wasn't dropping, and then you could see like he was getting a little shaky with the swing there. Yeah. And pitchers were attacking him a lot. They seem to have a better scouting report on how to approach Steer, and so far we've seen him adjust a lot more.
Yeah, he has made an adjustment on taking stuff outside and taking it the other way, and instead of really trying to pull everything. We know he's having a good night tonight. Thank you. We're very happy, but it does not change the month of May. Elly De La Cruz, 189, 274, 264 with a weighted runs created plus of 54. He also led the team in strikeouts with 46, 36.8% K rate.
Dude, that's crazy. He could almost have the same amount of strikeouts as he does steals.
I think he has more.
Yeah, he could have some really peculiar stats on that. But regardless, yeah, he has looked lost at the plate for the month of May. Well, for most of it.
Most of it. And then June hits here, and he's kind of turned it around. We know he's a streaky guy, but the way he was pushing in all of May and just getting beat under the knees constantly, was alarming and extremely concerning. So seeing him tonight come back 1 for 3 with a double is something. Hopefully he continues to build upon it and he works on keeping his eyes up.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, him having like more of a still head. It seems like when he is going well, he has a more of a still upper body. And he's a big dude, so when he's moving up there and if he has any sort of more hitches, it's hard enough trying to hit a professional fastball. But when your head and eyesight, your eye line is moving, that just adds an unnecessary burden on you. And that's what it seems like to me with Elly. When his swing gets bigger, when he adds more to his mechanics. And we've referenced it before, but that game he went 4 for 4 steals, a bunch of bags. He seemed to, after that game, either try to really swing hard and hit balls like far, or he was just like sort of tired because it seemed like his swing was just getting really large, it seemed like. Yeah,
just so long, and the swing path was just extra long trying to get to a ball. So, but yeah, the 4 for 4, he was just trying to get there. And I feel like that game was the changing point where he's just like, I'm just trying to pummel it. I'm going to hit this thing to the moon.
Yeah,
but
man.
He didn't. One guy you kind of want to see a little bit more out of, and I think we're starting to see him turn a little bit of a corner, is Jonathan India, 227, 349, 341. Weighted runs created plus of right at 100. But you need to see him be around 110, 120 in that department. He is starting to walk a lot more, and tonight he's having another good night. So you hope that you've turned the page of May and into June, and you're done with the NL West in that brutal stretch. You're done. You played Baltimore. That's tough. Ooh, Elly just got drilled in the foot. You hope that you can go into this month knowing you're playing a ton of games in your division, that you can bounce back, recover from that, and get pieces back that puts you in a winning position to start to go on a run and be the team we thought they would be all year. Ooh, that's in the top of the knee.
Ooh, a little shin burger there?
No, just right on the cap.
Oh, domed him in the knee.
Yeah.
That is going to feel funky. Well,
yeah, he's good though. He's moving.
Yeah, that's nice.
There we go.
Shit, we're just talking about Elly.
Yeah, and but just turning the page of May into June, and getting guys back. Which injury update? Justin Wilson's back up with your Red Legs.
There we go.
Alex Young's back in AAA. We expect this kind of rotation between these lefties, including Sam Maul, to happen. Alex Young has one more option left, and so does Sam Maul. So Justin Wilson, with his injury history, I mean, this is what's going to happen. They're going to throw him until his arm falls off. He'll get tightness, and then they put him on the IL, and they bring up Alex Young. That's just, or rotate in whoever's hot in AAA, albeit if you need another righty with Tony Santillan or Zach Maxwell. You're bringing somebody else up. And that's just that. And Emilio Pagan threw on May 27th. There still isn't a timetable for his return. But with the amount of depth that this team has between AAA and the majors and how well the bullpen's been, you're not overly concerned. Just another guy you'd like to have. But hey, man, take your time getting back.
Yeah, no need to rush it. Not for where you're going, buddy.
No, you're good, pal.
Squeaker?
Oh, what a catch.
Pretty nifty.
Wow, Brendan.
Look at you sliding there, catching balls. Good for you.
Good for you, guy. Well, they need something to cheer about in Colorado.
Yeah.
We haven't heard shit about CES.
Yeah, that's. Do you find that to be concerning, or because we were talking about that hammock bone?
Yes.
And I'm not sure if there's anything else to that, but yeah, it is concerning.
It's concerning. The good news is when we were talking about it, I was very drunk, and I said ham it because I was hungry, thinking about ham. But that's not the case. He broke his
He broke his ham hock bone.
ham hock bone. That makes a good stew.
And in fairness, like some of the inside information we've gotten from doctors that we found on the streets or at bars hasn't always been accurate.
What are you talking about? That stuff we did with Lodolo.
Yeah, he'll be back in 2 weeks.
He'll be back, you know. That doctor knew what was up. And then what was the other doctor that we met? Oh, we were talking about plantar fasciitis. He said that'd be fine too, and then it didn't work out. And I still have plantar fasciitis, and I'm not going to go see that doctor.
And that one doctor we met in between the alley that said it was just a bump on my balls.
Oh yeah. It turns out that the pus is just totally normal and can be treated with everyday hydrogen peroxide. But instead, we're very afraid for your health.
I know, right? But hey, free copay, man.
Free alley.
All I gotta do is give him butterfly kisses. What's up with that?
Oh, then you gotta rub his jar 3 times and go umawaka, umawaka.
Call him the genie.
Call him the genie of 4th Street.
The 4th Street genie.
4th Street genie. He looks at my balls.
Who disturbs my dumpster?
You have awakened me from my slumber. I was comfortable on top of these 2 empty cases of Milwaukee's Best and my blanket made out of old Roy Rogers wrappers.
Dad?
I am not your father, but I am. These are all my children here on 4th Street as I am the genie doctor.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. It's not a hammock bone.
Son of a bitch, lied to me. You son of a bitch.
No, it's his right ulnar styloid. It's a right ulnar styloid.
Oh, then I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
It's just an ulnar styroid.
It's that bone. It's just remember we looked at that. We looked at it. It's that little guy right here.
On the outside?
Yeah, on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's that little bone. This little bone.
This little bone of mine,
I'm gonna let it heal.
Oh, there you go. That was
You're
probably better.
Hey, you know what? Just songbird of a generation over here. So we haven't really heard. He was on the field doing some fielding work with his right hand remaining in a cast, the glove on his left hand. That was on May 22nd. So May 8th, and they said 4 to 6 weeks. So Saturday it'll be a month, which there's something pretty cool happening on June 8th. Just throwing it out there. That's a nice little tease, huh? So I'm assuming we're looking more at 6, maybe 7 weeks.
That's what I'm feeling too. If it's a player, we're so concerned now about health that you don't want to do anything to really overly rush. I know we need to get people back and healthy as soon as possible, but it does seem like there's going to be a bit more to this than what we initially thought, so I'm not going to be surprised if it does take that 7 weeks.
No. And this trip to Colorado is exactly what this team needed. 11 runs, 14 hits is a season high.
Love it, dude.
Exactly what the boys needed.
Just remind yourselves, you guys can still bat. We got Abbott still in there. What inning we got right
It's
now?
bottom 6, 1-1, no outs with somebody on the dish. Okay. Somebody at the dish for the Rocks. So, look, I want him to come back so bad. It makes the lineup long. But if they're going to keep doing this and you don't want to rush him back, okay. Let TJ Friel get his time in there. I know he's not a guy that would move when he comes back in that situation.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to have him instead of Nick Martini DHing.
Oh, absolutely. And to give props again to Stuart Fairchild, he stepped up tremendously, but I do want to see that fucking big man's bat back in the lineup and with a healthy hand. the fact that when we were talking about this before, like he was pounding balls hard, but into the dirt, and the fact he's not able to really get a lot of lift or loft with that bone, that ham hock bone we were just talking about.
Ham hock bone.
Doctors.
Doctor.
So it's hard not to imagine that didn't have a decent effect on his effectiveness at the plate.
Absolutely it did. I mean, I was watching clips of him hitting dingers today, writing the scripts, and I was like, man, look at how easy it was for him to just get that bat through the zone, up and out into left field. And then that homer like he had against the Nats to start the year. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, that looks good.
Dude is strong as an ox.
So, yeah, it's clearly been that in getting the lift. So, if he needs a couple more weeks, take your time.
Yeah.
No rush. Because guess what also happens at the end of June?
What?
Marte, baby.
Get him back.
Get him back. These are a lot more pieces that we liked and needed. Someone get that. Thank you.
Already.
Okay. So, who we got on the bump? We got Abbott right now against Falter in this blowout in Colorado. Then you got Montas and Block tomorrow/today when you're listening to this. And then Ashcraft, Dakota, Hudson in Colorado. Then we come home, and it's a 4-gamer against the Cubby Wubbies. Green, Lodolo, Abbott, Frankie in that 4-game stretch.
I like that.
I like that a lot, especially since we just saw him. It doesn't look like there's going to be any rain in the forecast either.
Yeah, I dig that. Let Green, because that is good, because they only saw like 2 pitches from Green. He didn't get to work in his splitter or or a curveball, from what I imagine. I thought it was just a fastball slider combo.
Now, to be fair,
Yes.
we were very drunk.
Yeah, we were. But I really felt like we were in the zone out there, man.
We were in a zone. I'll tell you that. You're not wrong. We were in a zone, but I don't know if it was he only threw fastball slider zone. Ready? Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy boy.
Did he really throw 12 splitters?
He threw 12 splitters and 6 curveballs at 11 with 111 pitches, 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 3 hits, 5 walks, 5 Ks.
Wow. What a game.
So you were in the zone, huh?
I really was, man. I don't think I missed a thing. Zone, K-hole, what's the difference?
K-hole, who gives a fuck? Mm-hmm. So you feel really good going into this month, and especially, dude, the rest of the month is so much better than May. So we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9 June against the Cubbies, day off, 2 at home against the Guards, who are playing really good baseball right now. Okay? We're not going to discredit that. Then you go to Milwaukee for a 3-banger. 3 at Pittsburgh, who Pittsburgh is not playing very well either. Then you have the day off, and then it's 3 at home against the Red Sox, who again are not playing really good either. And then 3 at home against the Pirates, who are
Trash.
Not playing very well either.
I know, I ruined the thing. But I just wanted to say one word.
Great, I ruined it.
I was wanting to say trash for a while.
I've been holding on to it. Trash birds. Remember what our 4th Street Genie said to get rid of trash birds? You know what he said to do?
Just rub trash on it.
Exactly, just rub trash on it. And then you finish out the month for at St. Louis.
Yeah, baby.
So, love that way more than May.
Yeah, that's got to be a bit more mentally relaxing than that very, very difficult, taxing lineup that they had in May. So that's got to be at least a little bit of a relief to these guys, and hopefully they can, build on this one game at a time and really start to, cover some ground within their division.
Yeah, just stack.
Yeah.
Just start stacking.
Trust your bats, bros.
Trust your hog. Mm-hmm. Feel the loin.
Trust your wood wands.
Wood wand, baby. Oh, man. And then you're going into July. August looks like it's cake. Dude. August and then September. Oh, dude. When you really dig in, you feel like May was the worst. It was awful. The rest of the time I'm looking at this, I'm like, they could fucking take 2 out of 3. They could take 3 out of 3 in this. They can keep it rolling.
I'm digging.
So you just feel real good. you feel good about going on the rest of this month and just get on a roll. And the bats are starting to roll. And let's win more baseball games.
Let's make it happen. Winning baseball is a lot better brand of baseball to watch.
Yep. And we can talk ourselves into it because of who's coming back, who is back, and what the strengths are. And how you can fix this team internally without blowing it all up. But keep staying close, you know. Okay, we didn't do this. We got to do this one, and then we can shut this thing down. We can land this puppy, or as I like to say, crash this greyhound. After all of what happened in May, they're only 3 games back in the wild card.
Yeah, it's a pretty close race. I know it's still very early, but all things considered, this is not as devastating as what the month would allow you to believe.
Yes, as much as there was gloom and doom in what we talked about, there is still so much baseball left to be played, and there's still a trade deadline coming up. Mm-hmm. And there's still players available, and there's guys that I want eventually that we'll talk about in a couple weeks. But right now, keep it rolling. Let's round third and head for home. What do you got, buddy?
Ooh, I think we got something coming up here. What is it? This Saturday?
It's Saturday.
What do we have going on, buddy?
Guys, Saturday, June 8th, Binsky's, Camp Washington, live recording, us, the boys, and Danny Rocket from the San Ranto Show. Now, is this the opportunity that we take where we bring our Reds beer bats and we drink chili out of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll make it happen.
Okay, there we go. Guys, come and see us drink chili out of a beer bat.
Mm-hmm. Bring your own crackers.
Bring your own crackers. You can, anytime during the podcast, you can just start chucking saltines in her mouth.
Yeah, hit us with oysters in the mouth.
Oysters in the mouth. BYOO. Bring your own onions.
Mm-hmm. We'll steam your buns.
Steam your buns. Come on. Get involved.
We'll steam your buns, shave your onions, whatever you want.
Oh,
whatever you're
yeah.
into.
You're going to not only going to get cheddar cheese, you're going to get from under cheese. I couldn't help doing that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely come to that. It's free.
And it's a cool bar. Last time we did a live pod there, we did the Chili Malort Luge.
Yep.
And it was a hoot.
Yep. It was a hoot and a holler. And come get a Cincinnati hand job. It's a Little Kings and a shot of bourbon. So.
Mm-hmm. Are they still doing that out of the ashtray, or is that
Malort out of the ashtray?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's the staple.
Yeah.
So definitely come do that. Hopefully we'll see you there Saturday, 1 o'clock, Binsky's. Kind of last minute, but you know what? Boys have been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's round third. Let's thank people. We already rounded third head from here. I'm having a stroke.
We haven't had a lot of sleep in the past 4 days.
No, and this felt good. And the problem that I have with this episode is I feel like there's going to be a lot of clips, so I'm going to be up even later. Thank you to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. We appreciate it. Thank you for being a coffee shop in New Orleans that has this on an R19 account. It's great. Appreciate it. Thank you to In the Clutch. Like I said, In the Clutch. Come get this shirt. It's got a hot dog on it.
Come on now.
It's hot dogs from Heaven. 10% off with the promo code Nasty Boys. Tons of stuff, including the 999 challenge shirts. Pretty great. And thanks for having me in the newly aforementioned Queef Cave.
Anytime, brother.
It's been great. Mm-hmm. It's been a real treat. You know, it's been this has been one for the books.
Absolutely has been, and I'm glad I got to spend it here with you. It was such a blast this past weekend. We got a lot of friends and family, not just in Cincinnati, and it's great to feel the love when you go out into different towns. So
it is nice.
It was such a fun weekend of comedy. It's been more than a blast.
More than a blast. And, it's going to be really cool when we just start picking up more old ladies and pushing them around their wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah. I've done this before. Don't you bitch at me.
Don't you frickin' start, Becky.
Get out of here, Bertha.
Bertha, Rebecca.
And I put her e-brake on. So you figure that out.
And lastly, thank you for watching or listening. And as always, go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs.